What if literally everything you were taught about building a career is completely outdated? Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we are staring down a fundamental, massive shift in how the entire world operates. For a really long time, artificial intelligence just sounded like pure science fiction, right? Something far off in the distant future. But guys, the future isn't coming anymore. It's already here. And it is moving so much faster than most of us are even remotely prepared for.
Listen to this. The scary part isn't that AI will take your job, it's that someone using AI might. Seriously, let that sink in for just a second. We spend so much time totally stressing out about a machine replacing us that we completely miss the real threat. The real threat is the person sitting in the very next cubicle, or maybe halfway across the world, who actually learns how to leverage this exact technology before you do.
So this brings us to what is probably the absolute most uncomfortable question of the entire decade. What actually happens to your job? Over the next 5 years, the global economy is going to completely reshape itself. Some careers will absolutely survive. Some will quietly, completely disappear. And some, well, they're going to become more valuable than ever before.
Okay, let's dive into exactly what we're dealing with here. AI can already instantly generate your emails. It can design logos, edit videos, launch entire marketing campaigns, analyze incredibly complex legal contracts. It can even write computer code, and it does all of this in just a few seconds. This isn't some crazy theory. This is happening right now, today, on the laptop sitting right in front of you.
Look, a lot of people are still treating AI like it's just this fun little productivity toy. You know, a novelty to play around with on the weekends. But smart professionals, they are quietly realizing something much, much bigger. The question is no longer, will AI change work? The question you absolutely have to ask yourself tonight is, will my job even matter?
Now, this completely shatters the biggest lie we've been fed about how disruption actually works. We all picture this movie scene, right? A shiny physical robot walks into the office, fires the humans, and the machines take over. But that is a complete myth. There is no robot walking through your door. The reality is much stealthier. AI doesn't just replace an entire job on a random Tuesday. It slowly, methodically replaces individual tasks.
There's this famous old quote about how bankruptcy happens. Gradually, then suddenly. Well, the exact same thing is happening to our careers right now. Change happens slowly, then suddenly. Because when enough of those individual routine tasks disappear, the entire job just vanishes with them. It literally hollows out from the inside.
So we really need to pinpoint who is directly in the crosshairs here. Let's talk about what I call the checklist jobs. If your daily work basically involves repetitive tasks, if it relies on predictable outputs, if you mostly just process structured information or make simple, rule-based decisions, in other words, if your daily work can be boiled down into a predictable checklist, I hate to say it, but AI is already watching.
Okay, let's break down exactly what this looks like in the real world. Here are the very first waves of disruption. Step 1. Administrative and data entry, scheduling, organizing, sending invoices. Very soon, one single admin who is enhanced by AI is going to do the work of 3 people. Step 2, basic content creation. Generic blogs, simple ads, standard copywriting. The internet no longer rewards pure volume, guys. It rewards original thinking. Step 3, customer support. AI handles all the FAQs, the refunds, and the basic complaints. Humans are left only for those really complex emotional escalations, meaning far fewer jobs in total.
Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking right now. Hey, I'm in tech. I'm totally safe. Well, wait. Even programmers? Yes, absolutely. This is the ultimate plot twist. AI coding tools can already write boilerplate code and debug simple issues in seconds. So companies are naturally going to hire way fewer junior developers. Why? Because their senior developers, using AI, just became exponentially faster.
And this brilliantly illustrates the new golden rule of our modern economy. When standard information and routine work become incredibly cheap, human judgment becomes incredibly expensive. Human judgment is the premium, irreplaceable skill.
It's your unique ability to decide what actually matters when the machine spits out 1,000 different answers. But hey, before we all completely panic, let's look back at history for a second. We like to call this the ATM effect. When ATMs were first invented, everyone literally predicted the complete and total extinction of bank tellers. But what actually happened? The cost of opening a bank branch plummeted, so banks actually opened way more branches, and the teller roles simply shifted, away from just blindly handing out cash and toward building actual customer relationships and selling services. Technology destroys old jobs, sure, but it also creates entirely new ones.
So who actually survives all this? Better yet, who thrives in this new era? Well, category 1 is human-centered work. Machines are insanely powerful, but at the end of the day, humans still buy. Trust. Therapists, coaches, sales professionals, nurses, leaders. These roles require deep empathy, real emotional intelligence, persuasion. You simply cannot automate authentic human connection. Which honestly leads us to the biggest, craziest irony of the entire AI age. For decades, what did society tell us? Go to college, get a nice, safe, white-collar desk job. But guess what? Those clean, digital, white-collar desk jobs, they are actually the most exposed to automation. Meanwhile, blue-collar trades are completely protected by the physical, unpredictable, messy reality of the real world. And that brings us perfectly into surviving category 2, the skilled trades. Electricians, plumbers, mechanics, HVAC technicians. Robots are absolutely terrible at messy reality. Think about it. AI can draft a flawless legal contract in 3 seconds flat, but AI cannot crawl under a 100-year-old house and fix a leaking pipe in the pitch dark. Physical adaptation is just incredibly hard to automate.
And finally, we have surviving category 3, the strategic thinkers. Listen, AI is basically an answering machine. It gives you answers based on massive amounts of data, but it entirely lacks contextual judgment. So the future belongs to the complex problem solvers, the people who can combine wild ideas creatively, the people who just know how to ask much better questions. Because the AI only gives you exactly what you ask for, so you have to be the one who knows what actually matters.
To understand how to actually win in this new landscape, we have to completely let go of the past. This was the old, safe formula. You go to school at 18. You learn one specific skill at 22. You do that exact same job for 30 straight years, and then you retire at 65? Well, that rigid, linear formula, it is breaking apart, fast.
Instead, you need to adopt the new survival loop. It goes exactly like this. Step 1, learn. Step 2, adapt. Step 3, relearn. Step 4, repeat. The big winners over these next 5 years are not going to be the smartest people in the room. They won't necessarily be the most formally educated people either. They will be the most adaptable people. AI heavily rewards speed, and it violently punishes stubbornness.
Because let me tell you, the absolute most dangerous mindset you could possibly have right now, it's denial. Oh, AI is super overhyped. My industry is totally safe. Nothing's really going to change for me. Guys, that is exactly what people said about the internet. It's what they said about smartphones and social media. Disruption arrives quietly and then all at once. So if you want to completely future-proof your income, you really need to cultivate these 3 specific traits. Number 1, your actual work must be hard to automate. It needs to rely on human judgment, real emotion, or physical presence. Number 2, you must have AI-enhanced productivity. You literally have to start using these tools to do the work of 3 people. And number 3, constantly evolving skills. Flexible expertise is always going to beat rigid expertise, every single time.
You have to completely flip your mindset. Seriously, stop asking, how do I avoid AI? That is a total losing game. You need to start asking, how do I become dangerous with AI? How do you master this tool so incredibly well that you become completely irreplaceable to your clients, to your team, or to your business? I want you to imagine we fast forward exactly 5 years from today. You're going to hear 2 types of people talking. Group A is going to say, man, AI totally destroyed my career. Group B is going to say, AI made me absolutely unstoppable. And here's the kicker. The technology is going to be exactly the same for both groups. The only difference? Whether they chose panic or whether they chose preparation.
Because the harsh truth is, the future is not waiting for your permission. It honestly doesn't care if you're ready for it. It doesn't care if you think it's fair. The technology is already deployed out into the wild. The rules of the game have already permanently changed.
The people who adapt first usually win. It really is that simple. The timeline is shrinking every single day. These incredibly powerful tools are freely available to everyone right now, which means the outcome is entirely in your hands. So, as the rules of the entire global economy are literally being rewritten today, are you going to just sit back and let a machine dictate your value? Or are you going to step up and learn how to drive it?